I know. The next time he came. Okay, this is good. Awesome. 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 We are live. We are truly
Very
live.
live.
We are truly live. Okay, so hello everybody. With us is Winona von Rosen. I'm so excited to talk with you, Winona. So, Viveka, sorry, Viveka.
That's all right.
Um, okay, it's written over here. So Viveka is a LinkedIn expert and author, LinkedIn marketing hour a day, international keynote speaker, and Forbes top 20 most influential. So please tell us some tell us about your story. And when I'm talking about your story, I would like you how you became famous in LinkedIn and what did you started with,
Sure.
and of course if you have some interesting insight to tell us how you did it, then would be welcome. You're welcome.
All right, excellent. And it sounds like I'm getting crazy playback. I'm actually getting the early part of our interview playing over my head right now, so I don't know if you can hear me okay.
I can hear you wonderful, but I think maybe we should close all things that we should
Exactly.
communicate with the internet, and will not disturb Google Hoa, which has its own problem. Um,
Exactly. All
it's
right, it
like we
looks
have.
like I've got it working now.
Okay, amazing, amazing. Okay, I'm closing everything.
Yeah, me
Everything is
too. Me
closed.
too.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. I'm
How
gonna
we
do it
love
with my.
technology.
Yeah, Google Go is a wonderful thing, but it has its issues.
Exactly.
Uh, okay. So we are there.
All right, sounds good. So a little bit about myself. It's interesting. It's a combination of luck and timing and opportunity and taking advantage of all of the above. There's nothing too special about me. I got my master's in Native American women's autobiography, so it's not like I have an MBA. I'm kind of a serial entrepreneur, but I don't, I haven't made up until recently, I haven't made seven figures in any of my businesses. It was just really a matter of being in the right place at the right time. I was running a business center when I learned about LinkedIn and realized the opportunity. It was early days, so I think there were 7 million people on LinkedIn at the time when I joined, and I thought that was a huge number. It was before Facebook, it was before Twitter, and it just made sense to me. And so I was fortunate. It was early days. I saw the opportunity. When Twitter was introduced, I was early enough to get the name LinkedIn expert, and then I've just had to spend the past 8 or 9 years proving it. So, but also, I was very fortunate. I had some amazing people mentor me and kind of give me a hand up really early on in my career, and they continue to do so. And so it's a combination of the above, and and I think a big part of it is just taking the leap. I was just talking to a friend this morning who I met via LinkedIn, and we were saying he's had some amazing opportunities lately via LinkedIn, and I just said, you go for it and you hope it works and you take that jump off the cliff, and fortunately the net appeared or the wing appeared or whatever, but I've been very fortunate in my career. But it just really is. It's a combination of luck, opportunity, and timing.
Okay. Okay. It's always from my point of view. It's always timing,
Yeah.
but the one who succeed are the one who knows when to get this opportunity, and you probably did it because actually you are really considered to be an expert.
Thank you.
And one of the things that you're doing is, first of all, you're calling yourself an expert, and this is one thing that many people don't do, and
Right.
you're not afraid to do it. And what, from your point of view, make you unique in this LinkedIn expert field?
Um, You know, I'm fortunate in that I'm very comfortable on stage. I enjoy being on stage. So a lot of people who are very, very good at LinkedIn, they never get out beyond the one-on-one consultation because they're uncomfortable to get in front of a group of people. I thrive on it. So I'm very fortunate that way. I've always been that way. They say, you know, the two biggest fears are death and being in front of a crowd of people on stage. And neither one bothers me too much. There's other things that scare me,
Amazing.
but not those two things. I'm also been fortunate. I'm a decent writer, and so I had the opportunity of writing the book for Wiley, and they came to me, so that was very lucky. I don't know if that makes
Hmm.
me different or special or anything, but I just, you know, lucky and I thank my mother for my grammar skills. She still proofreads my work sometimes. Uh, you know, I'm pretty empathetic, so I think I work well with people, but none of these are particularly unusual. I think there's a lot of people out there who have all those skills and talents, and so it really has been more a case of opportunity and timing, and really the mentors in my life I could not be where I am. There's no way I could be where I am without the people who've helped me. So I think it's just a combination of that. You know, there's other than I used to be a hang glider pilot and I like to scuba dive. Those are the cool things about me, but they don't make me different in the business world.
Okay, great, great. Okay, okay. Let's say you're coming. Let's talk about this the business, the avatar of business,
Mhm.
which you give them consultation.
Yeah.
How could you describe them? How could you say that those are the one which I usually help? Do
Oh,
you
the
have
type.
them?
Yeah, the purchaser persona. You know, it's shifted a little. And this is interesting. I always thought that my main, and I tried to make my main focus women like me, you know, women in their 40s, entrepreneurial women, business women, business owners. And I've done a lot of webinars and I've tried to support that market, but that's not where you know, that doesn't help my bank balance at all. I tend to do a lot of consulting with enterprise-sized companies um, in various industries, really. I'm thinking right now I've got a construction industry company, I've got a SaaS company, software as a service company, and I've got a recruiting company. So I don't really have a specific market other than, you know, company size. I focus mostly on sales and marketing, and I focus just on LinkedIn. I have partners who help with all the other social stuff, but I've found that it's really important to focus on a particular area. So
To
it
find
is.
your niche.
Yeah, I found my niche. Yeah, exactly. And I, you know, it my different verticals shift. You know, for a while I was working almost entirely with lawyers, and then I shifted. I tried to shift it over to female business owners, and you know, now I'm in the large multinational sales and marketing training. So it shifts a little bit, but it's always been LinkedIn.
Okay. Okay, great. Um, so now, regarding the impact,
Yeah,
you wrote an article about how can you make the biggest impact on LinkedIn,
yeah,
and there are two things regarding that. First, of course, is how do you make the biggest impact, and
yeah.
the other thing is how could you possibly be efficient in all of this LinkedIn, social media, but let's focus on LinkedIn. How can you be
Sure.
efficient? Okay.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, to have an impact, you mentioned it earlier. It's positioning yourself. You know, I don't. If I were to do it again, would I call myself a LinkedIn expert, or you know, I guess it's better than a LinkedIn guru. but it has helped, you know, and you just have to prove it over and over and over again. But not being afraid to really position yourself as someone knowledgeable in your field, not being afraid to, you know, share your successes and your wins, and share your, better yet, share your clients' successes and wins. I think that's really important. Being able to showcase your talent, not just say, hey, I'm an expert, you know, being able to do screenshots of interviews that you've done, or upload YouTube video of, you know, if you've been on CNN or whatever, anything, or, you know, you get those micro celebrities. Anything though that kind of proves that you know what you're talking about is really important. And then the other thing, people, it's kind of funny, people get on LinkedIn, they put up a profile, it could be a very good profile, and then they don't do anything with it. I've got an amazing client. I can't really say much about her because she's pretty well known, but we created a great profile for her, and she texted me this morning and said, you know, I'm not getting the feedback. And I thought, well, that's very strange. So I went in there and I'm like, well, you've got, you know, 380 messages sitting in your inbox waiting for you to respond to. So you can't just create a profile then let it go. You really do need to engage with individuals through your profile, whether it's responding to invitations to connect, or responding to messages, or responding to people who share or like your updates, or responding to people who comment on your posts. You know,
just
you have.
let me
Go ahead.
let me just stop you for because I think the audience didn't understand quietly what you said. Is what you're saying is this person, this persona, she didn't get any response, but the reason is that she's not engaging. She had 300 messages in a period of 3 months or so, I don't know, which she didn't answer. So people are like knocking in her door saying, hello, can you answer me? And she said, nobody's home. So when she's saying something again, though nobody's answering. So okay, now you can go on.
Exactly right. That's exactly right. And yeah, thank you for clearing that up. Yeah, and LinkedIn gives us so many opportunities to engage, you know, introductions, invitations, messages, comments, likes, shares, and really engage on a deep level. But a lot of people just don't take the time. And you know, the book's called An Hour a Day, but you don't have to spend that much time. Even just 5 to 10 minutes checking out your inbox, or you know, use your mobile app. There's a lot of opportunity of engaging in between times. And it's just, I think that's the problem is individuals just don't interact like they could on LinkedIn, and then they wonder why it doesn't work.
Okay, so LinkedIn expert, I have a question for you. No, actually, I have something else. I would like you, if you can, give me an example of success.
Sure. You know, and I could toot my own horn, but I'd rather toot other people's horns. So,
sure.
Yeah, so I actually had breakfast today with a gentleman named John White. He's if you check out LinkedIn publications, you'll see him, because some of his publications have gotten 600,000 views. Not 50 or 60,000, not 5 or 6,000, but 500. I think one of them got 563,000 views, over 4,000 comments. Wow. Yeah, and this has
John White.
John White, yep, just John White, and interestingly enough, he's a local. He works about 15 minutes from where I live. So we actually had breakfast today, met for the first time, even though we're both very active and engaged on LinkedIn and live in the same town. But he had 2 major Fortune 500 companies reach out to him and ask him to blog for them. He actually works at a local telecom company. I mean, he's not like me. He's got a real job, and he's had these speaking opportunities come to him, writing opportunities come to him, and this is going to pivot his career, I think. Either if he stays with the company he's with right now, or he may decide to move on to bigger things. But so it's a total pivot. He's an account executive at a local telecom company here. So he was hired on to grow that company's visibility. So what a better, I mean, this guy's a perfect fit for them. But he could go on and be a LinkedIn consultant like I am. He could go on stage. He could translate his success into a writing career. He could write a book. He could probably go and make thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars teaching what he's done with Publisher to other people. So it's just seeing that opportunity. We had that breakfast together, and he was very much seeing how one article and one little thing could really change his life.
Wow.
Yeah, now he didn't just write one article and it was successful. This was probably his 8th or 9th article that he wrote. And then, of course, that one and the follow-up ones exploded. And sometimes he has 5,000 views, sometimes he has 9,000 views, sometimes he has 300 views, but he was able to see that opportunity and translate it into potentially a new career. So that's just one tiny example of what LinkedIn can do, and you always have to be aware of these new features and how to use them. Another client of mine told me the other day that she had looked at who's viewed her profile, and she responded to someone and landed her biggest client to date. Just by looking at the people who viewed her profile and responding, they started a conversation, and that's been her biggest client to date. I have another client who's overseas, actually in Italy, and she's used LinkedIn to completely rebrand herself and truly to position herself as the expert in her field, which is, she's in the construction industry. She owns a crane brokerage. They rent cranes, the big cranes. Yeah. An almost entirely the big one. I mean, they're giant, right? So an almost entirely female run business. She's of course a female in Italy in construction. So you can imagine she had some things going against her, but she has used LinkedIn to position herself as an expert. And just again, by responding to her inbox, she started a conversation that ended up in the sale of a crane. And as you can imagine, cranes are not cheap. So it is, you never quite know where the benefit is going to come from, but if you just spend a little time each day actively engaging, there's a really good opportunity, or a really good chance that you'll get an opportunity that you can then exploit and find incredible success with. And then there's my story. So
okay, so yeah, well, of course. So let's if we're talking about those person who's doing their thing, you're just engaging with their own society and with people which which can be their future customers and business partners, and content which gives them authority. Is it one? Okay, amazing. Okay, for those of you who know Viveka, then you should have go to see her profile in LinkedIn. But of course, I would like, if I may, let's see if I can. I would like to go and surprise you with your just a minute. Yeah. Do you see my screen? Do you see my screen?
Yeah, I still see you.
Okay, just a minute. Let me close it. But in the meantime, just some tips. Just some tips regarding regarding how to make your profile. Don't invest too much time on it, but even though make it look shining and make it look like someone is someone who knows how to deal with LinkedIn. It's actually something which I know that people appreciate when you have a profile which is with a lot of information. So in the meanwhile, while I'm talking, while I'm preparing your LinkedIn profile, which probably nobody has done before on live, And I like being surprising. It's for me.
Yes.
For me, it's interesting. So yes,
Yeah,
please.
sure. Sure. So, you know, some of the obvious stuff, add your photo. It's there we go. It's amazing to me that people, you know, get on LinkedIn and they don't upload their photo. So that's kind of a no-brainer. And you might invest in having someone take a professional photo. Now, like my photo that I did a whole photo shoot. It was actually for my website. But we pulled some great photos, great photographer, but it wasn't actually professionally done, but it looks good. So you can have a really good photo without, you know, without spending tens of thousands of dollars. So definitely invest in getting a decent photo. You'll notice the banner, they've got the new banner option there at the top. Everyone will be getting that. For a while, only the premium accounts were getting it, but now everyone's going to get it. And I highly recommend doing something
It's
that
not there yet. It's not there
no,
yet.
not
And
everyone has it yet. Yeah, it's coming though.
for
Every
me, I
day.
don't have premium.
No, but
Oh, okay.
but even the free people. But of course, they always roll it out in the U.S. first. So, but you will be getting it. It just might take a month or two. But
Thank you,
absolutely
LinkedIn.
worth investing again in getting a decent image. I use Fiverr.com. In fact, my person over at Fiverr is in Bulgaria, and so I'll just say, hey, you know, do something branded to my website and everything else he's done for me already, and these are the dimensions. And you know, it takes him a couple days, but then it's up there, and he does a phenomenal job, and it looks great. So you need it to look good. Another thing is, most people underneath their name just have title at company, but you really have more opportunity to here to show people what counts. So you could have like CEO of ABC Corp, but I don't know what ABC Corp is, and everyone's calling themselves a CEO. So tell me something that's important about you, or tell me something that's different about you, or tell me why I should listen to you, or tell me more about your company, or tell me what you can do for me. Yes, exactly, in that 120 characters. It's not a lot. That is exactly 120 characters right there. But you can see, instead of doing CEO of LinkedIn to Business, which at least what I do is in my company name, you know, more people are interested in the fact that I've written a book. More people, you know, I want people to know that I'm an international keynote speaker because I want more international keynote speaking gigs. And then, you know, people are impressed with the Forbes listing, so I pop it up there too. So it's doing things like that. The other thing is making sure that you have customized your public profile URL. And if you will scroll, if you'll actually, oh, maybe we don't want to show them all my oh, what the heck. Go ahead and click on contact info. Now everyone's going to know my email address. No. Yeah. Oh, well. If you scroll down a little bit, now it's not showing up. Scroll back up a little bit. Anyway, usually you can see your URL, which would be www.linkedin.com/in/ and you want to customize that so it shows your name, not just your the default.
Where is it?
Which is, well, it's not showing up right now. It should it should actually be showing up underneath my picture. LinkedIn's making a lot of changes right now, so everything's a little glitchy. Yeah, it should actually be. Yeah,
listen,
it should be
listen,
there.
everybody. What you see here, it probably will not be in months, 2, 3, or a year. It changes all the time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That it does. And then underneath that is, if you scroll down a little bit lower, you can see the posts. And
just a minute. Look here on Twitter, WeChat, and look. Many of you don't have anything here. Some of you have one or two. And listen, you can use it. Use it for your own sake. You can put a lot of information here. So do it. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. And one of the things you can do with your websites, instead of it saying company page or my blog or whatever, you can customize that. The trick to that is clicking on other. And when you click on other, then you have the opportunity of customizing so that it says LinkedIn business strategies instead of my company page, or
Yeah.
how to prospect with
Yeah.
LinkedIn instead of LinkedIn blog. So that's another
Great.
thing
Great.
that you can do. I'm cracking up because on the right hand side I see people also viewed, and Greg Wells is a partner of mine. We do Be Fanfast together. Melody Dodaro is a friend of mine. Neil Schaefer is a friend of mine. Donna is a friend of mine that I actually haven't met. So as you look at those, you're like, oh, that's funny.
And there is another rock star. There is Louis Holmes, which is a big
Yep.
rock star.
Yep.
You
Yeah,
probably know
and
him, of course.
I know, yeah, and Stacy was
And
my
Amy
Stacy's
Portfield.
amazing. Mari, Amy, yeah, like all these guys I know them all personally, so it's it's a small
Oh,
world
okay.
anyway. It's kind of fun. It's old friend week over there. Underneath that is posts, which really, this is what I was talking about earlier. My friend John White, who's getting, I'm getting like 20, 2 to 3,000 views. He's getting 500,000 views. But the ability to post and showcase your knowledge is really important for those people who are content marketers. Of course, not everybody is a content marketer. A lot of people don't write, and that's okay. But if you do write blogs already, if you do write papers and books and newspaper articles, my friend John, many of his posts were actually what he was writing to get his MBA. So repurpose your content and showcase your knowledge. So that's an opportunity for you if you do in fact do content marketing. Yeah, so that's all of those guys right there. Yep, there we go.
And your thought about the content marketing. From what I know, correct if I'm wrong. You can curate. You can just point to another. Like I can point to your wonderful LinkedIn matrix to keep your eyes on, and by that I give value to my prospect, and so I can give, when I'm giving value, I can amazingly be an expert. Am I right? Hello? 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 שנייה, אני בא. נועם, אני מראיין מישהו בטלפון. אני מראיין מישהו בטלפון, אתה תפריעי, בסדר? תהיי בשקט, תחתכי שיניים, אני בא אלייך עוד מעט. Hello? 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 Hello?